Staying in touch is just a few clicks away. Get the latest news from a Catholic perspective and so much more. Become a RealCatholicTV.com premium member today.
Hello everyone and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Vors, coming to you from Sydney, Australia. There's a groundswell of disbelief and bewilderment brewing among Australia's faithful Catholics over some recent comments from the country's bishops regarding civil unions for homosexual couples. As a matter of fact, it's all the buzz among Catholics who actually believe the faith. Two high-profile incidents stand out and are engendering a sense of betrayal among the faithful. First, in a televised debate on Australia's leading national TV network, right in the middle of prime time a couple of weeks ago, Sydney's Cardinal George Pell was debating arguably the world's most high-profile atheist and biologist, Richard Dawkins. They fielded a variety of questions from the audience as well as the moderator. During one exchange, Cardinal Pell stunned the Catholic world here by saying that homosexual civil unions were acceptable. Now, in the defense of the Cardinal, his comment came at the end of an exchange where he was cut off by the moderator and never got a chance to wrap up his point. He began with a good defense of the Catholic Church's teaching on the sanctity of marriage, but then seemed to be clearly heading down the road of saying, quote, "but civil unions are well and good," end quote. That's when he got cut off. We've attached a link to the relevant portion of the interview for you to view. This has been all the news in Catholic circles here since he said this. And to date, there has not been any sort of clarification from the Cardinal's office of what he meant, or even any recognition that what he said may have easily been misconstrued to mean something other than what the Church teaches. The Church has been quite clear that whether the legal issue is so-called marriage or unions, the moral issue remains the same. Homosexual acts can never be approved of as a good thing. And therefore, any accommodation for them in law, be it marriage or civil unions, is evil. We've also attached a copy of the Vatican document from Blessed Pope John Paul II, which highlights the Church's teachings and reasoning. Despite the Church being so adamantly clear on this issue of homosexual civil unions, there continues to be this string of ambiguity and even outright defiance on the part of many in the hierarchy. Again, here in Australia, Bishop Anthony Fisher of Parramatta just this past month published an article written by the former General Master of the Dominicans, a well-known Catholic dissident, supporting homosexual civil unions. The bishop sent this article in his personal newsletter to his clergy, causing a shockwave in his diocese among the faithful who came to learn of it. And as shocking as it was in its directness and content, it might be the visible tip of the iceberg, just the visible tip of the iceberg, revealing a great number of the clergy who either support same-sex civil unions openly or quietly, or are just somehow unaware of what the Church teaches. The Catholic Archbishop of London, England, Vincent Nichols, has also recently openly endorsed homosexual unions as a matter of law. He walked back from those comments a little bit after an uproar from Catholic faithful, but still left many in doubt as to his support of the Church's teaching with regard to this. And again, to be clear, the Vatican has absolutely ruled on the issue and made it quite clear, in no way whatsoever, absolutely not, can homosexual civil unions be approved of. And despite all this, the now retired Cardinal Archbishop of Milan, who was once spoken of in whispering terms of being Pope one day, has written a book in which he opposes the Church's teaching on homosexuality. He leaves it extraordinarily vague. Carlo Martini was one of the most powerful prelates in the Church during his career, and one has to wonder, with big-name bishops and archbishops and cardinals around the world being so vague, ambiguous, and apparently double-speaking on the issue, what the heck is going on? There appears to be an open disobedience on the part of members of the hierarchy towards what is crystal clear teaching that is established and restated by the magisterium. This is causing no end of upsetment and pain for the faithful. It calls into doubt in their minds the truth of the faith. If they are told to obey this and obey that, and then members of the hierarchy are free to not only doubt or disagree with the Church's teachings, but moreover, disagree or use squishy language in such an open and public fashion, like primetime TV shows, authoring books and issuing statements and reprinting articles, the faithful rightfully wonder, where does that leave them? Here they are defending the faith and trying to explain it to fallen away Catholics who are family members and friends, and no sooner do they establish a beachhead of sorts with the person with regard to the truth of the faith But then they are undermined by media reports from all over the world saying church leaders preach against the very thing they just defended. It's discouraging enough trying to evangelize the world, but when the efforts are submarined by the leaders, it doesn't exactly paint a picture of a glorious renewal of the faith anytime soon. Why church leaders don't seem to understand this is a great source of pain and confusion on the part of the sheep. Reporting from Sydney in New South Wales, Australia, God love you, I'm Michael Voris.